Sound check.
Hola.
What's up?
¿Cómo
Check.
estás?
Yellow is yours, white is mine.
हाँ मास्टर गेम है इथे काही शेअर काळजी करा हाँ ठीक है हे तुमचा
We're rolling. What? सर आप लोग ये लाइव टाइमर है? कोई है कि सर क्या? क्यों बंद देगा?
10 मिनट है ना 10 मिनट है और हाँ 10 minutes to kick off bro हमसे भी लाइव कर रहे हैं but just watch out for the mics now नीचे करना चाहिए
There should be a button, no, I'm lazy.
म्यूट हो गया यार लेकिन
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is 8 a.m. in the morning. It is around 30 degrees Celsius out here in the city of Mumbai. We're at the Reliance Corporate Park, Consoli, and you are tuning in live for the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship. ATK Mohun Bagan returns to these hallowed grounds, and they will be facing Reliance Foundation Young Champs in the battle for the third place. Both the teams walking out, and they will be facing each other yet again. Now, this is an interesting story for both the teams. They played really intense games earlier this week, wherein both the teams lost only by the finest of margins. And ATK Mohun Bagan, in fact, even went down to the penalties, a dreaded penalty shootout, wherein around 6 penalty takers had to come in to finally seal the deal for their rivals and the ones who ended up triumphant in that encounter, which was Bengaluru FC, who will be playing the finals later on today against Sudeva Delhi, the team that beat the Reliance Foundation Young Champs in a 1-0 encounter, a game that went down to the final whistle with 8 minutes of extra time beyond the regulation 90 minutes. Joining me in the commentary box today is Roshan Shetty, who is far wide awake for anyone at 8 a.m. in the morning because he is about to watch a game that he loves most.
Well, absolutely. We all love this. Coming back to a bright early morning start at the Reliance Corporate Park. And you said it right, Pranav. 4 teams who made it to the semi-finals there. ATK Mohun Bagan alongside the young champs, Sudeva Delhi, and of course Bengaluru FC. Bengaluru and Sudeva, of course, will be battling it out in the all-important final today. This match, of course, brings that all-important exposure. Fighting for the third place then, ATK Mohun Bagan, Reliance Foundation Young Champs. And just a slender margin there in the semi-finals, of course. But I'll tell you what, it's been a massive learning experience for these young lads. Expected to warm up a little more as we progress into the day. Just one match to start with. And eventually we are all then gearing up for the finals. Bengaluru taking on eventually Sudeva to be crowned the champions from either one of them. ATK Mohun Bagan and Reliance Foundation Young Champs.
Well, Roshan, we saw this encounter wherein both these teams played some fine football. In fact, I remember Reliance Foundation Young Champs really dominating proceedings in the first half against their opponent Sudeva Delhi. But it was not about the possession. It was not about the number of passes completed. It was not about the tackles, the cards. It all boils down to one statistic, isn't it? And it is that final scoreline, which was 1-0 against the favor of Reliance Foundation Young Champs. And here they are playing against ATK Mohun Bagan, a club that is no stranger in this country, the National Club of India. Would you like to share a few thoughts about the bright white shirts that we can see on our screen right now?
Well, they've anchored Indian football for over 100 years now, alongside East Bengal and so many other such clubs across in India. Reliance Foundation Young Champs have come into the picture, but have created such a huge impact eventually. And you've seen it last time as well in the Premier League and Hero ISL Youth Games. Now, of course, called as the Next Gen Cup, which we're all gearing up eventually in a few days to come, as ATK Mohun Bagan would be rolling up their sleeve alongside the likes of Bengaluru FC, Sudeva, and of course the young champs. We'll expect this to go neck to neck as well, as both these teams would want to get that third place. Not certainly a consolation, but good memories certainly for them to take away from this campaign out here in Navi Mumbai.
Well, I know for a fact that these are 22 good footballers walking in, and any good footballer, they don't care about what game it is. They don't care about it being a semi-final, it being a group stage game. All they care about is the match of football, and no matter what game it is, they want a victory. So third place, maybe just when it comes to the medals, when it comes to the trophies, but these lads are out here to have some fun on one of the finest surfaces you can have for football over here, as they gather for the national anthem.
Proud feeling for every one of them out there. Certainly an inspiration to listen to the Indian national anthem up early, as ATK Mohun Bagan, both the coaches of course on either sides, will have a lot of learning as well to take away from this campaign as we're building up. Remember, they have come in from the regional qualifiers, followed by the national group stage, and then to the national championship, eventually progressing to the international stage, the Next Gen Cup, as both captains come down for the pennant exchange. The referee in the center, Akash Kumar Mehta, before these teams pose for a final photograph in this tournament for them in the national championship. Young champs and ATK Mohun Bagan. The fans have poured in so much love on the live, of course. There are fans from both ends. Earlier on, young champs, Bengaluru, Sudeva, and they pulled off, of course, that upset earlier on. And then ATK Mohun Bagans, we don't need to tell what the fans are like. Loud and proud. The assistant referees, of course, Arjun, alongside Muralidharan there. Big memories to take away from these mix of talent, trotting youngsters right in front of your screens right now. Of course, just as a practice session they'll have, it's match time then, Pranav. Looking at, of course, the ATK Mohun Bagan side, 3 changes after that loss earlier on in the semi-finals. We have seen Joseph Gilbert, of course, coming up with a few changes. We have the likes of Abhishek, who has been replaced by Zaid, in fact, earlier on, followed by Amandeep in the defence alongside Brijesh, who's been brought in as well. And in the midfield, we have the likes of Sibajit alongside Thongson, who scored the goal as well earlier on. Striking up front would be Kian Nazuri, who's been brought inside alongside Ningombam, who also scored the goal in the semi-final. Young champs as well come with a 4-3-3 formation. Then 3 changes from the Rata Izumi side as well. We had Ranit Sarkar earlier on. He's been retained alongside the captain and defender Chingamam Singh, alongside Nathan Rodriguez, who's been brought inside, as we did speak about the changes earlier on, and would be coupled alongside Young Lem Singh and Sanan Mohammed, and Razibul Misri striking up front.
Some fine talents to watch, and a fine game of football awaits. As mentioned earlier, this for them is any other game of football. The mission, the motive and the vision is just one, and that is to be the team with a better scoreline on that scoreboard when the referee blows for the full 90. This is the game for the 3rd place here at the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship. Reliance Foundation Young Champs taking on ATK Mohun Bagan. Here we go.
And for all the viewers who have tuned in, of course, the Young Champs playing in the red, scoring from right to left in front of your screens, and the ATK Mohun Bagan in the away colour, if I could put it that way, in the white with the streak of maroon and green.
And as Roshan mentioned during the team announcement, lots of changes by the coaches, and obviously that reflecting the reflection over there is the ideology of letting everyone play. The true meaning of grassroots development is giving everyone the time on the pitch and letting everyone enjoy the game and getting a feel of the game, because you can be the star player in your training session, but until you do not convert those goals that you score in the training session in a real 90-minute match, you are a nobody in any sport. And that is what the coaches understand, and that is why we see so many changes and a lot of playtime being allowed.
Certainly, Pranav. The idea here, of course, is to give maximum exposure to these youngsters there. Remember, it's a mix of the reserve players from the senior squad alongside youth team players and players from the reserve team and academies as well. As young champs look forward, top the ante. Quick little turn there then from Razibul Mistry.
Roshan surely remembers, and all our viewers, all the Mohun Bagan fans, they were quite dedicated watching that game against Bengaluru FC, where Mohun Bagan fought tooth and nail to the very end till the penalty shootouts. And it was Ningombam Singh who scored that screamer, Roshan. And Roshan had the opportunity to commentate it over there as well. And if you go back to the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports Instagram page, you can check out the highlights. It is probably a memorable goal, not just for the lad who scored it, but also for the tournament, because it was an outside-the-box screamer into the top bin. And we might expect a few of those today, would we?
Certainly expect it, Pranav. And what has been really exciting to see is the kind of the presence of mind which these players carry. They know their positioning pretty well, know where there is a space, and then what I really love about these lads is that they're not really afraid to take the shots. They want to build it, of course, but they know that if there's an opportunity to strike for gold, then boom, they go for it. Set piece then for ATK Mohun Bagan as they carry forward, or attempt to carry forward, the legacy of the senior team. They'll be looking forward to draw the first blood here. ATK Mohun Bagan. A name, of course, which resonates like a feeling, of course, Pranav, for a lot of fans.
Certainly, I think feeling as a word is an understatement, if especially, and I'm surely Roshan, who's had his fair share of derby days at the Salt Lake Stadium, can understand the way the word feeling is outnumbered by the number of people that show up to support ATK Mohun Bagan. No matter what they're playing, no matter who they're playing, no matter where they're playing, the ATK Mohun Bagan fans are there to cheer them on.
And add on, if it's a goal, boom, the crowd goes ballistic. And you have a passionate set of fans in this part of the world where a lot of people, in fact, are surprised by the kind of support and kind of history, of course, which Indian football carries around. Surely good times are to come.
And we saw a bit of that, didn't we? When ATK Mohun Bagan scored that late minute equalizer, we saw how the crowd that was here enjoying the Reliance Foundation Development League, they were loving it. They were celebrating with the players. The players, instead of going to the corner flag, went to the crowd to celebrate with the ATK Mohun Bagan fans who travelled all the way to this part of Mumbai in Gansoli, and they were here to enjoy a game of ATK Mohun Bagan, and that is the passion and the unrelented love for football that we have in this country.
And taking across to different parts of the country as well, and talk about fans, Kerala Blasters, they'll tell you what, that's one stadium, they'll blow the roof off.
Well, Kerala and Kolkata both, I suppose.
But in certain parts as well, I'm not just talking about certain pockets, but the way football has grown across, as a matter of fact, it really is a good sign. Even in the Northeast, when India played last as well, massive support, over 30,000 in the last time round in the friendlies, of course. This is the kind of support you need. You don't need, of course, Sunil Chetri putting out a video time and again to come out and call the fans. You love the sport, come out there. And the Blue Pilgrims, of course, have really made sure that every time players wear that blue jersey, they're at it.
Certainly, it is Vision 2047 that we're talking about here. The AIFF allowing and supporting and overseeing such grassroots development tournaments. And another cracking match ahead of us today. We've got 5 minutes into the game. We haven't seen anything exciting yet. But obviously the players getting a feel of the field. 8 a.m. early for us, Roshan, but not for these players perhaps who have been training since 2 hours before we got here. I did have a chance to get a sneak peek into the training session, into the warm-ups with all the boys practicing their set pieces, practicing their corners, practicing their goal kicks. And I assure you, to everyone who's watching, this is an interesting matchup between ATK Mohun Bagan and RFYC, two evenly matched teams.
Certainly, and you rightly mentioned there earlier on, Pranav, that either teams, here of course, now the question is just to give as much as talent exposure, because in fact we've seen quite a lot of that bench strength being tested a couple of times in the second half as well. I was talking about the goalkeeper. Zahid was of course in the playing 11 now, finds his way into the bench alongside Loitungbom, Tyson Singh there, who has been one of the top scorers for ATK Mohun Bagan. Suryavanshi as well finds himself in the bench alongside.
Here's a chance, Roshan. ATK Mohun Bagan moving forward. They've got 3 men defending and 3 men attacking. But what a slight tackle. Well timed. And that is the most daring thing a defender can do. Sliding in like that inside the D box. If you do that, you have some guts as a defender.
Perhaps the only option when you are struggling there in the last line of defense. The goalkeeper has his vision earlier on. Getting a chance again, this time Abhishek Balovari, the goalkeeper for ATK Mohun Bagan. Quick little turn there now. Hawaii bomb Meeti crosses it on the other side of the flank. Racing forward, we have a Karthik, and eventually ball turning out to be a little too quick.
He still tried his level best, didn't he, to get that ball.
He had a series of injuries last time round, remember. So they were going out eventually, and even Reliance for that matter. Concerns for them. And of course, it tends to get a little humid in this part of the country, taking a little toll. They're trying something unique there. Not really to toy around in that 18-yard box. Quick little transition then. Supratim Das.
Not too much pressure on the RFYC boy over there. Referee says that's a little unfair. 1 versus 3, and they've given him a free kick from the midfield. ATK Mohun Bagan falling back, rightfully so. This is a good position from the midfield, and knowing how RFIC can move the ball around, knowing their discipline in passing, this could be an opportunity, believe it or not. That's Reliance Foundation Young Champs. Good pass in a good area. Can he cut in? That's the real question. Looking for a cutback, but I think it has rolled out of play, and it should be a corner? No, a goal kick. There is a goal kick for ATK Mohun Bagan.
They want to capitalize on all those starts. The defense line, of course, sometimes they have been shaky, ATK Mohun Bagan. But what really matters is the character which the team carries, and you've seen it, how brilliantly we had Nongdamba, Neorem, and also, of course, Ningombam Singh getting that all-important equalizer later on. Talks volumes about how the team is being built as ATK Mohun Bagan upping the ante. Brilliant ball inside, on the edge of the box, clear away. Chingambam Singh there yet again. ATK Mohun Bagan, they're calling it for an offside.
A couple of clinical deliveries over there, Roshan. The first one, a grounded through ball. The other one, a lob pass coming in from the left side of the midfield. Here's another cross and deflected away by the goalkeeper. First real threat, first real chance. ATK Mohun Bagan not holding back. 9 minutes into the game, and ATK Mohun Bagan are already knocking on the RFYC door.
First real attempt there on target, of course. On his toes there. Abhishek Balovari realizes there could be more coming in as well. Expect a barrage of them. Young champs, calm and collected in that back line. They're having, of course, 4 defenders, like I mentioned earlier on. They're playing a 4-3-3. Perhaps sometimes not a typical flat back 4. We have Chingambam alongside the likes of Nathan, who's been brought in the playing 11, along with Yanglim and also Shubham Bhattacharya. A task in hand to try to somehow stop that massive attacking prowess of ATK Mohun Bagan. As they now surge ahead, in comes Ravi Rana. Into the right. Lofted delivery, has to connect to a header. Clear away. They're lurking in danger corner there. They have to try to put it away.
Sibajit gives it to the man out wide, and they're playing it into the centre. Mohun Bagan moving the ball confidently, and they're winning that midfield battle as of now, and that is the reason they're getting that possession. But here's RFYC trying to make a comeback, trying to retaliate, but Mohun Bagan too quick for them. RFYC good on the defense once again, sliding in at the right time, getting in the tackle. We've seen a couple of cards. We even saw a red card. Sudeva Delhi FC, remember, won that game with just 10 men because they got a red card. I think it was Jackson who got that red card, and it was a 10-man Sudeva side that beat RFYC and booked their slot in the finals here at the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship. But RFYC, they are trying to right their wrongs. Mohun Bagan just not allowing them. The white shirts still in possession of the white ball. Short passing, quick passing, dominating the possession once again in the midfield. And look at the amount of dew on the surface as well. You can see water splashing away as the ball slithers through the grass. And that is why these players are sliding in so confidently as well. It's not because they're timing it well, it's also because they're having fun. Look at that. Another slide coming in. I just predicted that one. And that's another defender from RFYC doing his job at the right time, in the right place. And Yanglim Singh concedes a corner, but RFYC once again falling back. ATK Mohun Bagan with this corner.
Chance in for ATK Mohun Bagan. A lofted delivery. Again, fails to connect, but somehow manages to find the player there. Headed away, trickles down just a little wide on the side net there. Of course, we're building in for the next gen cup here, featuring teams, of course, from the Premier League side. We have, of course, West Ham United alongside Wolves, and of course Everton as well. Playing the trade with 4 teams who have qualified here. Stellenbosch FC as well there. Interesting mix of teams that are coming to India, to the Reliance Corporate Park. Another chance. ATK Mohun Bagan slowly and steadily trying to get a stranglehold there. Chooses to pass. Drives it inside. Yet again. Connection missing. That header missing. Flurry of crosses inside. This time he was close enough to connect to that one. Flying away.
RFYC needs to get hold of those rebounds. Somehow the ball is always bouncing back to one of their forwards or one of their defenders or fullbacks who are just pushing forward. ATK Mohun Bagan with some aggressive football right from the get-go, getting hold of the ball, making these plays, putting in those crosses. I'll tell you what, even if they're not converting them, the amount of crosses they're putting in right now is surely adding pressure onto the RFYC side. Because any goalkeeper over there, no matter how confident, no matter how tall he is standing between those sticks, if he sees this amount of crosses coming into the box every time he blinks his eye, tell you what, no matter who he is, he's going to be a little nervous in handling those. So it becomes a series of mind games. But here comes RFYC for the first time on the attack with some green space ahead of them. Here comes RFYC. They're looking good. Taking their time, trying to deliver a cross but denied early on before the play could even start and reach to a point of fruition. It has been converted into a counter-attack. Ambitious ball forward. Mohun Bagan still confidently moving the ball around, trying to switch it out wide but intercepted over there by Younglim. And now RFYC, here they come.
Well, I love it how they're changing the tactics from a tiki-taka to eventually trying to play the counter-attack. And I'm sure Rata Izumi has transferred all those tactics, which he has, of course, learnt eventually in his own illustrious career there, playing for India, Pune FC, Kerala Blasters, ATK Mohun Bagan as well. And all of that. It's of course how you transfer all that which you have learnt eventually to these youngsters, successfully display all of that. ATK Mohun Bagan in the search for the first goal of this third place match here, and certainly playing for pride. Two quick attempts there by ATK Mohun Bagan. Looks like the pendulum swinging a little towards ATK Mohun Bagan with the attempts. Earlier on against Bengaluru FC. In comes a lofted ball. The keeper diving there, but little did he knew. Just whiskers away from that top corner.
That wasn't too far away. That wasn't too far away, Roshan. On another day, maybe could have been into the back of the net. How many shocking goals have we seen throughout this tournament, throughout this stage of the tournament? And ATK Mohun Bagan haven't scored, haven't made an impact. But they are surely proving to be a side that is putting some pressure on the RFYC side. RFYC obviously defending well, doing a good job in the final third, disallowing those forwards to convert these chances. Look at that. Look at the amount of pressure they're putting in on those forwards, outnumbering the forwards. And only 2 red shirts ahead of the half line. But ATK Mohun Bagan now trying to keep possession, trying to move the ball around. Good ball, intercepted. That was a good ball. It's just the forward couldn't reach there in time. And that's the sort of marking that the boys in red are doing. Here comes ATK Mohun Bagan. That's a very good pass. This is a chance. This should be it. It is into the back of the net. Kian Giri gets the first goal for ATK Mohun Bagan, and he makes it look like every day's business for him. A good move by ATK Mohun Bagan. They were looking dangerous right from the get-go, and RFYC have been punished. All thanks to smooth passing by the ATK Mohun Bagan boys. And Kian Giri gets the ball. He's facing the keeper. He looks the keeper into the eye. He looks at the corner of the net and he says, you know what? 9 out of 10 times make that 10 out of 10 times. I am going to score this goal. ATK Mohun Bagan draw first blood in the 19th minute of the game, and Kian Nasiri cool as a cucumber.
I'm sure Jamshed Nazri, having a look at the goal, of course, will be proud. Kian Naziri, just easy, calm in that box ahead. In comes RFYC yet again on the counter. ATK Mohun Bagan have taken that lead here earlier on. Interesting to see. Now this time, of course, the tables have turned in favour of ATK, who were rather trailing against Bengaluru FC. Here, the young champs have a task in hand. It's just 20 minutes into the game. They have to pull up the socks from here on. Remember, they have a good bench strength there, and I'm sure Arata Izumi will be trying to bring in a few of them inside to try to change, in fact, the fortunes of this game in their favour.
ATK Mohun Bagan still having a foothold in this game, still dominating the proceedings. You score a goal so early on, obviously you are going to affect and rather impact the mentality of the opponents who are playing. And the sun's out, the heat's out. Reliance Foundation young champs, they need to play like champs in order to make a comeback over here, and they're known to play like champs. This is a battle that they must fight, and look at those defenders sliding in. That was a goal-saving interception there, I'll tell you. And RFYC, with around 70 minutes in hand, can make a comeback. But the question is, and the question that will be asked throughout the match, was that enough from ATK Mohun Bagan? Is one goal enough?
I'll tell you what, they still have the likes of Chirag Bajel, who was on the bench. Can come in handy there if you talk about goals for the young champs. ATK Mohun Bagan, they know that they can't just afford that one goal lead. We've seen nail-biting finishes in the end. That's some effort there to give the ball away by the goalkeeper there, Abhishek Balovari. In fact, it was on the other end, Ranit Sarkar. A corner then for ATK Mohun Bagan. Lost it. Simple header. Still in that contention. Well, have to be careful. Well, he's got that to clip the ankle away in an attempt to clear the ball away. Have to wait and watch how this transpires to be. It was a little hook that was given there by the defender there. Harsh Palande has to be a little careful. It could be a tight spot to concede any sort of a set piece.
Oh, no. Reliance Foundation young champs did not want that. They've already conceded a goal, and now, right in front of their backyard, they have ATK Mohun Bagan lining up for a set piece. And that is probably the last thing they were expecting. They conceded a corner. It was supposed to be cleared away. It was supposed to be business as usual. And now, Reliance Foundation young champs are sending all their tall men to line up in the wall as the ATK Mohun Bagan with Sibajit Singh and the goal scorer Kian Naziri are lining up for a free kick. What do you think, Roshan? This is a good position.
I'll tell you what, that last goal in the semi-final encounter was through a set piece eventually, through a deflected shot. This perhaps can be a direct, an absolute screamer if he could convert that one. Sibajit has a shot in mind. Comfortable collect, tipped over there by the goalkeeper. What a brilliant save that, of course.
What a free kick. What a free kick there. Sibajit Singh. That could have been a goal there if it weren't for the keeper, Ranit Sarkar. What a save that is. Brilliant stuff from Ranit. Committed his body, put his body on the line over there to make that save. Almost collided with the upright. Still 1-0. Danger still not averted. Mohun Bagan have a corner. And Reliance Foundation young champs, they're still scratching their heads in the defensive box. They don't know how they're conceding so many set pieces. ATK Mohun Bagan, they want to convert another one before the halftime whistle blows. Will they be able to? Still keeping possession of the ball. Somehow these ricochet balls are landing into the possession of these white shirts. Finally, RFYC winning a throw-in. Throw-in taken quickly, which is stopped anticlimactically by Nathan Rodriguez. Once again, the referee having a quick word with Yanglam Singh. Not quite sure what's happening over here, but I think the referee is giving it away to Nathan as a drop ball.
Nathan kickstarts the proceeding, of course, for young champs yet again. They have to be careful with all that passing around there in their own backyard. Ravi Rana has been so crucial in the campaign this time round. Playing in that right back position. Infringement, and young champs in an attempt. Oh! And what a brilliant attempt that! Converting it successfully. And we're on level terms at the Reliance Corporate Park. Within a blink of an eye, against the run of play, we have the Reliance Foundation young champs who have equalized. 1-1 then.
It is Sanan Muhammad. Sanan Muhammad into the back of the net, bottom corner. There is an argument over there by the Mohun Bagan boys, but the referee said play on. The referee did not blow his whistle. The referee rather did blow his whistle, and that was to announce a goal by Sanan Muhammad. Reliance Foundation young champs back on level terms. They were on the receiving end of a thrashing from the Mohun Bagan boys. ATK Mohun Bagan were relentlessly attacking the Reliance Foundation young champs defense. The goalkeeper pulled off a miraculous save over there. The RFYC goalkeeper, who has done a phenomenal job. Ranit Sarkar made that save, pumped a spur of motivation into his entire team. And then against the run of play, like you mentioned, Roshan, Sanan Muhammad gets hold of the ball. He's outside the box. There are two people marking him. He looks around. He's like, you know what? I'll just go for the shot, and places it into that bottom corner. Doesn't go for power, doesn't go for speed, just goes for placement, finds the bottom corner, and he just gets the better of the goalkeeper over there. Abhishek rooted to his spot, and RFYC are now level, 1-1 again.
Back into the game, I was talking about character, Pranav. This is what really matters in a team when you concede a goal earlier up in that bid to get that equalizer and eventually getting a psychological advantage in your favor. And then from here on, of course, the story is even young champs. And look again this time how they have been really productive in that counter-attack. ATK Mohun Bagan have to be really careful from here on, not really allowing young champs that room from their attacking third. 1-1 inception, and here's again, it's Naziri. Brilliant run, lots it inside, has to connect. 3 in white, somehow Sibajit, this time turning, twisting, dropping his shoulder, back to Naziri, attempted, trickles down.
What a ball there by Sibajit. Sibajit, Naziri, they're turning out to be a deadly combination. ATK Mohun Bagan with these two young boys announcing their intentions in the first half. And this is just the first half, Roshan. In fact, this is not even the entirety of the first half. This is just the first 27 minutes. We're 1-1 into the game. And as compared to our semi-finals, this is turning out to be a cracking affair. One that is fitting for the final day here at the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship. I don't even think this is a third place match. I'm just watching an entertaining game of football, and ATK Mohun Bagan and RFYC fighting tooth and nail, locking horns over here at the Reliance Corporate Park, Ghantoli. And some fine football over here. A fine move did not result into a goal, but it's still thrilling and enjoying football.
It certainly is, Pranav. At the end of the day, we love the sport, watching these young lads, irrespective of what team they play for. It's of course all that entertainment, added drama, goals, everything which really make it a complete wholesome package for all the viewers there. Just a little break sorts this for these players, as just having a hide and seek there by the clouds up here.
Well, that is good news for them. I'd like to add, as someone from the city, the heat in the month of May is not your best friend if you are an athlete who decides to play while the sun is out, and it is definitely good news for them. A cloudy affair, and the next 20 odd minutes, the next 15 odd minutes rather, would be a little more merciful than the opening 30, where half an hour done, half an hour mark is here. 30 minutes into the game, and it's still level pegging.
The Reliance Foundation Development League, of course, India's first such development football league, organized by the Reliance Foundation, technical support with the All India Football Federation. The first edition, of course, which had the reserve teams of ISL clubs. We have the likes of Bengaluru FC, who are the defending champions, remember. It is a chance for them to repeat that feat yet again, alongside Chennai FC, FC Goa, Jamshedpur FC, Kerala Blasters, Mumbai, Hyderabad, of course, and the young champs, the hosts. Seen talent from across the country plying the trade here.
Anyone might remember Young Champs, the Reliance Foundation Young Champs, as the team that played the last game of the Generation Cup in 2020, beating Manchester United, let me tell you, by 1 goal. And here they come again. Oh, that's a hefty collision. Oh,
That
not
will
again.
hurt.
We've seen injuries, and that is a nasty collision. There's dew on that surface, Roshan. Any slide in will be amplified as far as the speed is concerned. I just hope that these players are okay, because RFYC, they've faced a lot of injuries this season in last match alone.
And of course, you can look how he just cannons into him. The goalkeeper knew he had no chance in case he wouldn't dive. The ball probably would have just slipped beneath him and got into the back of the net there. So the best option, of course, is put your hearts out, put your body out in front of the, of course, the emerging striker.
Back on the feet. Back on their feet, rather. Both the players up and ready. They're saying that the only thing that's going to stop them is that referee's whistle. And they will play until and unless the game is not over. And both the teams still with the ambition and with the vision to win the game. It is still level pegging, and let me remind all the viewers, a tiebreaker is the last thing you want to see in a game of football. You want the 90 minutes to be the true decider. Running football to be the true decider. And RFYC getting some extra room in that midfield, moving forward, moving threateningly. But an ambitious attempt from a far way out. Questions being asked perhaps from the bench, from the dugout. RFYC throwing away possession like that.
They're really trying those grounded balls, aren't they? They know perhaps that the goalkeeper, well, he is stepping a little way too ahead and probably just try to slip that little ball right in beneath that goalkeeper. Young champs are playing it smart right now. It's a goal scored by ATK. Young champs returning back. Throw in is at it again. Let's try to figure out who will be the one throwing it away. Injury concerns have been a major problem. We have seen how ATK Mohun Bagan were dealing with it. So have the young champs. Cleared right away. No chances whatsoever there.
Brutal defending there. Good marking there by Younglam Singh, and Shivaldo Singh, the skipper, just coming in and getting rid of the ball time and again. And that's Younglam Singh winning a throw in for his side. RFYC in possession. And here they come. Shivaldo Singh plays it out wide. They play it back into the center. This is Karthik. And now Shubham Bhattacharya.
What a lovely touch that. Look at that for a first touch. Speaks volumes about how technically they have really built themselves up, of course. It's interesting to see. Will that really bear the fruit that they're having? In comes across then. Chance for young champs.
Clearance mistake that could have cost ATK Mohun Bagan. RFYC, that was a golden opportunity. That was a great cross there coming in from Younglam Singh. And now RFYC longing for possession once again, yearning for possession once again. ATK Mohun Bagan denying them that. Most of the battle has been fought in this half, in the RFYC half. And RFYC probably want to change that. Here comes Mohun Bagan. Ambitious crossing, cleared away. What a clearance that is. A diving header coming in. Commitment at its fullest by the defender. And it is none other than the skipper, Shivaldo Singh.
Where was he flying at that? Attempting to clear away. What an effort. What an effort by these young lads. I'm sure Rata Izumi must be proud of these boys. Another cross comes in then. ATK Mohun Bagan looking forward to double their advantage. Denied. Young champs denied right away. Infringement. Referee calls in for that little foul which was there. Perhaps not to take that yellow card out.
Sanan Mohammed, he's on the goal sheet. He's on the score sheet for the day. Let's have a look at the corner again. These are the set pieces that ATK Mohun Bagan are having. I think we have having a bunch of corners in these games in the favour of the boys in the white. ATK Mohun Bagan. This time, couldn't get the best of it. Another cleared away. Sanan Mohammed had possession and he was brought down instantly. Sanan Mohammed obviously scoring the equaliser of this game, where ATK Mohun Bagan had the lead. It was looking like ATK Mohun Bagan is in the driving seat of the game. It's Sanan Mohammed with the equaliser, and the defence of RFYC, they have been phenomenal. And Nathan Rodriguez trying to find his teammate Sanan ahead on the front lines, but unable to give that perfect delivery. Younglam Singh coming in to take the throw in. Sanan asked to stay on the pitch. RFYC receiving the ball, brought down. I think that should just be a throw in, no foul. And it's a throw in into the favour of ATK Mohun Bagan.
36 minutes into the clock then. First half, level terms. In comes young champs yet again. Harsh Palande. In comes a chance for young champs. Oof! That had to be converted. That had to be converted. Young champs, what a golden opportunity for them to double their advantage and take the lead against ATK Mohun Bagan. Within a blink of an eye, things are changing here then. Reliance young champs might as well get the second year. They've come closer, probably 2 times now. ATK Mohun Bagan have been caught napping.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. RFYC, they were not getting these opportunities in the beginning, and now RFYC, they are literally threatening. They're threatening ATK Mohun Bagan. And this was another golden opportunity spurned by RFYC. But all credit goes to Abhishek, the goalkeeper of ATK Mohun Bagan. But RFYC, here they come again. Once again, brought down. Play still on. Sanan Mohammed, who tried to get onto the ball, but ATK Mohun Bagan with the counter-attack. Moving forward. Taking their time now with the counter-attack. Allowing RFYC to fall back right in time. And the counter-attack lost all its purpose. It has been slowed down a little. Rana Bhatt. Tum Soltoin Singh. Rana Bhatt with the throw in. Oh, good throw in. Nathan unable to mark his man over there. Great sliding tackle coming in once again. Nathan failed to mark his man. He looks a little tired over there, in fact. Falling down on the pitch. Great sliding tackle coming in by the skipper. Look at that, Nathan. He's definitely out of breath. Another corner going into the favour of ATK Mohun Bagan FC.
Naziri is back at it again. The man has been covering every inch of grass there on the field. End to end. Seen him, of course, playing with the senior squad as well. What an impressive young lad. So much talent oozing out. In comes a header! ATK Mohun Bagan were closing in again, but denied another time then. Young champs on the counter, surging ahead, in for a chance. Young champs could double their advantage, has to take it.
Easiest offside. That's the easiest offside call that the referee has given. Oh, what would you do? What would anyone do? 1v2 situation. What would anyone do? An offside. Breaking RFYC hearts. Another attack. Another opportunity.
A chance then again. They're building up. They're building up yet again. ATK Mohun Bagan. Two sides, of course, have been come closer to clearing it yet again. Both that is, of course, finding the roof. Naziri has been impressive with all this flurry of crosses coming in. Look at that touch and go there. Quickly had to drive it inside. A grounded delivery. And no chances taken there by young champs. Missing end-to-end action. What exactly is happening there? Naziri is having a conversation there with the assistant referee.
Maybe just having a conversation because this is probably the 8th time Naziri is going to the assistant referee. The amount of corners that ATK Mohun Bagan have received. But concerns over here once again with Nathan Asher Rodriguez. I think he's out of breath. It's a draining game. It's a physically draining game, and Roshan and I are sitting here in an air-conditioned room. We're enjoying. We're watching a game of football. But the players out there, they are out there in the dreaded May heat of Bombay. And I think Rodriguez has come off. He's out of breath. Maybe a little dehydrated. He's been subbed out. Avnish Kamath will be coming in. And Rodriguez, he's been soldiering on for a long time. And there he is walking off the sidelines, a little displeased with himself.
A defender.
It's a physically challenging game.
A defender being substituted for another. Kian Naziri for the nth time then taking that corner, this time bouncing away, and another one follows. So this time could be a throw in then for ATK Mohun Bagan. Look at that. Look at the number of crosses which have come in from the right side. Another lofted ball. This time young champs comfortably collecting it. And the likes of Karthik, Thirumalai, Harsh Palande now surging ahead. They're just playing the role of that defensive midfielder for Reliance young champs. Here's Anglam Singh. Picked up there by Shubham Bhattacharya. Centre back there for the young champs. Quickly moving forward. This time they have a chance. Karthik Thirumalai. Naziri plays it wide towards Ravi Rana, who is now surged ahead. Brilliant ball now. Well, that was again attempted. Looks like they're running out of steam somehow. ATK Mohun Bagan and young champs as well. What is interesting is that if they could really convert, it's all about being clinical there, isn't it? Talking about a game which can turn either ways. Young champs, for a lot of time there now, they've been playing in the defensive third. I'm sure when they go back to the drawing boards, both coaches have plenty of advice for these young lads. As young champs surge ahead, in for a chance then. Hawaii Bam Mehdi crosses it inside. No man's land.
Defender too quick. Defender caught up to Hawaii Bam over there. If you want to do something, you have to do it now, or I'm going to knock you off. And Hawaii Bam goes for that lofted cross, and he just ballooned it over the defense, and over the goalkeeper, and over the touchline. But here, ATK Mohun Bagan, here they come. I think it is offside. Hawaii Bam looking at his number 12 counterpart, Brijesh Giri, on the other end.
ATK Mohun Bagan. Probably just a minute into the half year to end. 1-1 so far the story. Rana surging ahead. Now comes Ningumbam Singh. Hasn't really found his scoring boots for the day today. But expect for him to turn out in the most unexpected ways, as we've seen him in the semi-finals. What a game of football we witnessed. 2 semi-finals. Bengaluru taking on ATK. Traditional rivals, of course. And then eventually ATK Mohun Bagan had to bow out, of course, with pride. Nothing to take away from. They fought valiantly, of course. Shubham Bhattacharya. Not really sure what are they doing there, but he won't leave the ball, would he there? Struggling, smothering, but yet would try to keep the ball in his favour.
That's the amount of passion. The field as well. 3 minutes of stoppage time by the assistant referee added on to the game. ATK Mohun Bagan might not be able to attack in these 3 minutes, considering RFYC had a free kick. However, possession squandered away, and ATK Mohun Bagan, they're back with the ball. Maybe it's time to plan an attack for ATK Mohun Bagan.
Young champs and ATK both have had, of course, their fair share of chances there. ATK on a couple of occasions have come so close to double their advantage. 3 minutes of added time, as you mentioned. In comes Nazri. Turn of play then. Thumsul Thongsin there. Back towards Ningumbam Singh. Now he's expected to fire from there. That's exactly what he did in the last game there. Playing back to the keeper. He's telling him to take it out right away. I can't really fancy any chances out there. You know, the strikers, of course, from ATK Mohun Bagan. Strike with lightning speed there. Here's another chance. In comes Thumsul. Flying away.
Sarkar just has to collect the ball from the ball boys. He's done a fine shift. He's put in the hard work. He's showed what RFYC are made of. It would have been 2-1, Roshan, or it would have been 2-0 if it weren't for that save by Ranit Sarkar that we saw when RFYC were behind. They had a set piece to defend. ATK Mohun Bagan sent in their best free kick taker, who did a great job, Sibajit Singh. Free kick was denied by Ranit Sarkar. A goal was scored successfully. And here we are at the last attempt. Last attempt, which could result in yet another throw-in for ATK Mohun Bagan. Last play perhaps, Roshan, of a very good half.
Suhail Bhatt. There was the man and the referee in the centre. Akash Kumar Mehta calls it the end of that first half. In what has been a tale of interesting stories from both ends, ATK Mohun Bagan and Reliance Foundation Young Champs have had their, of course, fair share of chances. But again, with that lead taken by ATK Mohun Bagan, Reliance have equalized. And the story at the stroke of half time at the Reliance Corporate Park, ATK Mohun Bagan won, Reliance Foundation Young Champs won. Stay tuned for action on the other side.
ऑडियो वाले को बुलाओ ना। अरे उनका माइक में दिक्कत हो रहा है, इनका माइक बराबर चल रहा है, नहीं तो बोलो ये माइक दोनों को यूज कर। मैं बोलता हूँ, मैं बोलता हूँ। अच्छा, और रिप्ले आप चला रहे हो? हाँ। तो उसमें क्या हो रहा है, आप जब रिप्ले प्ले कर रहे हो, कमेंटेटर का वॉइस भी स्लो हो रहा है, ऊपर से ये लोग और कमेंट्री कर रहे हैं, तो हाँ, तो अजीब लग रहा है। तो जब आप रिप्ले प्ले करोगे तो कमेंटेटर कमेंट्री बंद कर अभी। हाँ, सर उसका माइक खराब है, आपका एक माइक बराबर चल रहा है, तो आपका एक मैं बोलता हूँ उनका आवाज़ कुछ तो लूज कनेक्शन हो रहा है, बहुत दिक्कत हो रहा है। तो इधर एक मिक्सर वाले थे ना, ये वो चला गया, क्या हुआ पता नहीं, मैं देखता हूँ वो आता है तो उसको जरा कॉल करके बोल दो ना, क्योंकि माइक शेयर करना इंटरमीडिएट हो जाता है। मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वो ज़्यादा कमेंट्री का ये है। प्रॉब्लम चालू हुआ ये वाला कहाँ से क्या लूज हो रहा है पता नहीं बात करो बोलो
Check. Hello.
अभी बराबर आ रहा है बीच बीच में वो छोड़ रहा है क्या हो रहा है आ रहा है बीच बीच में छोड़ता है
Hello, check. Hi, check.
बराबर है अभी बराबर तुम्हारे हेडफोन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं रे बाबा हाँ हाँ it's coming because actually Sunday आज बंद है ना right so there's only one canteen चलो कैंटीन में तो चालू नहीं है अभी तक 9 बजे के बाद हो रहा है खाना अपना You want the feed on? Is it good enough? You want the feed? No. वाईफाई वगैरह है क्या? VDR देखते ना भगवान
Hello and welcome back then to the second half of this third place match of the Reliance Foundation Development League. ATK Mohun Bagan taking on the Reliance Foundation Young Champs after a solitary display of performance there in the semi-finals. These two teams have landed here battling it out to grab that all-important third position. Irrespective, all these teams would be playing in that Next Gen Cup. The story so far has been 1-all for both these teams. ATK Mohun Bagan in their white with, of course, streaks of maroon and green, and Young Champs in their reds. Just awaiting that final confirmation there from the referee to kick off the second half. Interesting action. It's been end-to-end in the first half as Akshay Kumar Mehta has a look at his watch. Interesting how both these coaches were having a word with their team there to pick up from where they left. Doesn't matter now. Important to walk out with pride for both these teams. They've learned so much. Remember, of course, there's no losing, it's just learning, and off we go then. ATK Mohun Bagan in their white, now scoring from right to left in front of your screens. For all of them who are tuning live into the YouTube channel of the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports, we are in the National Championship of the Reliance Foundation Development League. We've had teams battling it out from the regional qualifiers, the national group stage. Of course, 4 zones, which is Mumbai, Bengaluru, Delhi, Imphal. And around 300 matches across 9 regions in the country as Young Champs look forward to get that second goal. Has been brought down. And certainly for the foul, Young Champs have got a free kick from a very interesting position now.
Well, in the first half, we had ATK Mohun Bagan who had a free kick from somewhere near the front door of the RFYC goalpost, and now it is a role reversal wherein RFYC, they get a free kick from a good position, but it's not better than the one ATK Mohun Bagan had. However, the question before every free kick remains the same. Will they go for glory or will they go for a tactical maneuver? In other news, Chirag has finally made his way in. Hawaii Bomb has been substituted. The white man put in a good shift. He put in a good performance in the first half. But it is Chirag Bujel who will be returning to the surface. Free kick coming in. The decoy moves out, and he moves out into a beautiful area. Should have gone for a flatter cross. Good set piece. Let's have a look at that replay. Look at that. The decoy just darting ahead into space, unmarked, unmanned, receiving the ball in the best possible place over there. And Sanan Mohammed, the goal scorer, expecting a little better from him at this stage of the game.
And of course, the Rata Azimi side making their intentions very clear. They want the goals now. An attempted shot flying away miles outside. And certainly with Chirag Bujel coming inside, the man who scored, of course, the maximum goal for Young Champs is now being brought into play. There was that little last attempt there. A quick little turn there from Sanan Mohammed. Attempted with his left, but direction absolutely missing.
Sanan Mohammed, he scored a goal. And hopefully confidence hasn't clouded his judgment. There were players in better positions over there. And RFYC, they pride over their passing. But obviously, the youngster has ideas. And Mohun Bagan on the counter. Here they come. Lofted ball into the air. And denied once again by the boys in red at the back. Quickly trying to generate a counter-attack. But too many white shirts falling back. Here come RFYC, deflected once again. And now Mohun Bagan back in possession.
Quick turn there. Offer from Ravi Rana. Young Champs. Look at ease and poise. But equally volatile as well. It's been a sudden dash of energy there. Probably a pep talk there from Rata Izumi, which has worked wonders then. They have been at it again. Joseph Gibbard on the other end must have really told his team to come and keep as much as possession possible. The goals will come in eventually. ATK Mohun Bagan in the quest for the second. Perhaps 4 minutes into the second half. We're seeing some exciting maneuvers now. Quick little turn. Amandeep surging ahead. Now for Brajesh Giri. Made the playing 11 then. Off towards Dipendu Biswas. Lovely ball there into the left now. Has to cross it. Does so rightfully. Twist and turn yet again. And that man Arush Kamath eventually. Sanan Mohammed is at it again. Awkward bounce. Cleared away. Comfortable collect there. Lofts it yet again. Ranat Sarkar has been a phenomenal talent there between the sticks for Young Champs. Such an inspiration for the entire team. It happens, doesn't it, when you have a goalkeeper doing everything he can to save whatever is being thrown at him. ATK Mohun Bagan. Push up ahead.
Oh, here's a chance, but denied once again by Ranat Sarkar. He's been in fine fettle today. Boys in red can rely on their goalkeeper. Just one goal conceded, and there was a one-on-one situation where any goalkeeper would have found it difficult to do something. RFYC slowing down the tempo of the game, rolling the ball between each other. It's still level pegging, and RFYC had plans to move forward, but instantly denied by ATK Mohun Bagan FC. They get the throw in, and the scoreboard over there still reading 1-1, which means no matter what, if it's 1-1, we will go to the tiebreaker. Mohun Bagan have already experienced that, and I know they don't want to experience it again because it's a lucky draw at the end of the day, the penalty shootouts, isn't it?
Certainly is. Of course, ending with a 50% chance. Why the teams, irrespective of how they must have performed on the field. Young Champs upping the ante In comes a chance. The skipper surging ahead. Getting across one. Going across two. Being brought down eventually. Not really brought down there, but eventually getting dispossessed in that attempt. Here's Ningombam. Young champs are at it again. Ranit Sarkar finding just that incoming talent for young champs. Fancy stuff this now. A quick turn. Oh, he's been brought yet again. Brought down.
What a pass there, Roshan. What do you think about that?
Quick thinking there, of course, Pranav. That's what really defines them. On the other end, sliding challenge. Moved out of play. Avnish Kamath, who is, of course, being brought inside now by the young champs.
Well, that's how quick this game can be. You blink an eye, you miss a moment. Good first touch passing there by the RFYC boys. Some good tackling. RFYC surely looking a little more confident than they were looking in the first half, in the opening of the first half. Obviously, after scoring the goal, it was like a complete twist in tides, a turn in tides. Passing it back to the keeper, Ranit Sarkar. He's been confident today. He's done his job. Launches the ball forward, headed away again by Mohun Bagan. Mohun Bagan getting hold of these loose balls. Clipped away. That should be a free kick.
I've seen how physical you're talking about it earlier on as well in the semi-finals. Things do tend to heat up a little. You've seen tempers flaring from either ends. Oh, there he is. Brajesh Giri calling back all his defenders there alongside Suel Butt. Young champs. Just a battle of possession there now. ATK Mohun Bagan in through Ningombam Singh. Drives it inside. Close. Very close there yet again. I've seen this time and again there from ATK Mohun Bagan and young champs as well. What really is not happening is getting into the back of the net there.
Another cross deflected away by the RFIC boys. RFIC need to counter. Oh, this could be a good counter attack. Good passing, Chirag. And launch forward. That's a little too wide. It's a slow pass. But can they move forward? Razibul Mystery. Trying to find Chirag. Clear away. Mohun Bagan still trying to fight and fend this attack off. RFYC relentless, moving forward, keeping possession. Good way to beat the man over there. And eventually he just crashes into a defender. And now Mohun Bagan striding forward, taking the long touches, keeping the ball in possession. Tries a shot from a far way out. Well, the goalkeeper could track the ball and save it. The cameraman couldn't. That's how fast that shot was.
Several attempts there then from ATK Mohun Bagan. This one, a flying attempt by Ravi Rana from a distance there. Now we've seen a couple of them earlier on. Perhaps giving them that entire judgment and confidence to pull the trigger from that spot. ATK Mohun Bagan having another shot, having another go. From across now, lofted delivery. Has to connect, no header then.
How many corners have gone begging? ATK Mohun Bagan. We've got quite a lot of corners as compared to their opponents especially. But this man, Ranit Sarkar, he's been in top form. Some fine saves, even the last one. An attempt from a far way out. You might seem it's easy, but I have seen goalkeepers spill those. So it was a routine save.
Has been the rock solid, you rightly mentioned there.
Good pass, good move. And they're looking threatening once again, ATK Mohun Bagan. This is the ATK Mohun Bagan we saw in the beginning of this game. Some good passing, good 1-2 passing between a deadly duo over there on the left flank. And now duo has become a trio. And the trio is moving forward like a trident. They get another one. The party continues. The white shirts continue to pile into the box. The cross, however, deflected away. Good passing, but eventually RFYC deflecting it away.
Look at how Brajesh has gone up now all of a sudden. You've seen him push up. That's what a team has to do when you're trying to team up eventually. ATK Mohun Bagan, what a lovely turn that. Oh, he's been brought down. He's been brought down. Well, he says he has done nothing there, but we'll have to wait and watch of how things have gone by. How close was this? Let's have a look. Well, looks clean at least from the naked eye, but
I think he got the ball. He got the ball first instance. I was shouting for a penalty, but I think he got the ball. He nicked off the ball. And that is why.
play on, says the ref then.
Yep. Akash Kumar, Mehta. Eagle vision over there. I think even by the assistant referees from the sidelines. But a quick substitution coming in. Abhishek Suryavanshi. Oh, there's a chance! Talk about substitutions. And you might miss the moment in the game. ATK Mohun Bagan, ladies and gentlemen. Make it 2-1. And some French celebrations coming in. As the ATK Mohun Bagan with Brijesh Giri. Out of nowhere. Where did that come from? A cross, finally. A few mistakes there by the defenders. He was online over there, Brijesh Giri. He was just onside, a foot ahead. Just a tongue sticking out of his mouth could have been offside. But Brijesh Giri makes it look easy. That's the easiest goal he's going to score. And it's all thanks to ATK Mohun Bagan making that play from out wide. And it's all thanks to Giri being there at the right place in the right time. Mohun Bagan getting that goal after looking threatening with the passing. RFYC trail once again in this game.
Good presence of mind there from that man I've been talking about, Brijesh Giri, who has moved in from that position of a defender, now coming into score. Well, how often do defenders do that? Brilliant goal there then. Just a simple tap in there. Wraps it up with a lovely touch to give ATK Mohun Bagan that lead here. Just a slender one though, but can still work. But you can never, ever take out young champs from the equation. They're known to bounce back. In fact, have had a history of bouncing back then. Lovely touch there, ATK Mohun Bagan. Quickly surging ahead now, Brijesh Giri. Couple of touches here and there. Back at it again. 2-1. Mohun Bagan leading from the front. Young champs have a task in hand then. If not a mountain to climb, but they can certainly win that all-important equalizer. ATK Mohun Bagan surging ahead. Some good speed, injection of pace there from the flank. 1 over getting dispossessed. It's young champs now on the counter. Look how they're looking up for all those options. Harsh Palande has been a consistent member there with the young champs. 2-1 then. We're talking about changes coming in from the ATK Mohun Bagan side. And eventually when that was supposed to happen, we already had a goal there for ATK Mohun Bagan. Reading out 2-1 then.
ATK Mohun Bagan, where did that come from? Just when the substitutes were warming up, just when they were getting a feel of the field, just when they were done sightseeing from the bench, they come into the surface, they're looking around and there you go, there's a goal. So the first contribution by the substitutes is celebrating the goal. And here comes RFYC. Quick one-touch passing. Good ball in, but collected there by the keeper. Oh, good presence of mind there by Abhishek. The Mohun Bagan goalkeeper does not want to concede again. They lost their lead once. They do not want to lose their lead again. And they are quite certain of that. That half-time dressing room talk has surely changed the attitude that Mohun Bagan has towards this game. They're keeping more possession. It's usually Reliance Foundation young champs that play the possession game, but look at Mohun Bagan. They're being very cautious with their passing. Is he onside over here? Doesn't matter. He's given away possession. But somehow Mohun Bagan always end up getting these loose deliveries, these loose balls. And now they're surging forward. Intercepted. Possession given away quite easily. Harsh Palande playing along with his mates now. Avnish Kamath, the new pair of legs in this half. Shivaldo Singh. RFYC Well, all they see is a sea of white shirts ahead. A pass that tried to split that sea, but somehow it has been deflected and has been rendered useless. As the goalkeeper of Mohun Bagan does nothing but launch it out. I think they are getting a drinks break. Looking by the movement, but there's also a change. 1 hour in this heat on this surface. Nasibul Misri. Tumsol Tonsing, he is on his way out. And Kaushik Das is making his way in. Couple of changes for the side that is already leading, tampering with the winning formula, Roshan. ATK Mohun Bagan. Mr. Kibbert being a little too ambitious here with the experiments.
I think it's all about sealing the deal here. If they have to really want because they know Reliance young champs have that capacity to get back in full swing, can come out all guns blazing there. Then ATK Mohun Bagan looking forward to bring in all those crucial players who have really ensured that they get the goals. Abhishek Suryavanshi is one such example there. Also have the likes of Tyson Singh, who is still there. Probably will have to wait. They also have the likes of Kaushik Das on the bench there. Quite a deep strength for ATK Mohun Bagan. Young champs would not want to fritter away yet another chance. Then they'll probably get a couple of them. And of course, news in here, as I was just talking about, Ningombam Singh, of course, who've had his luck with the goals, makes his way for Kaushik Das. That's how the story looks like right for now, at least. Quick little turn there then. Young champs. Chingambam Singh passes it back. The goalkeeper tosses it up to the sky. Quick little touch now. Brilliant move there from the young champs. Oh, look how they're really wanting to keep ATK Mohun Bagan on their foot. Lovely turn. Oh, he's probably wanting that shirt. He could probably give it after the match if he wants to. If not, be at least happy for a yellow card now.
He knew that was coming. He knew the moment the referee blew the whistle, the referee's going to be reaching out for his pocket. It's a very well-deserved yellow card, I might say. I think it's the easiest yellow card the referee has given. Somehow, Mohun Bagan, this is the only way they can be stopped, judging by the way they're playing right now. Free kick from not the most favorable position. No glory can be seen from this area.
Well, of course, if it could have certainly been a David Beckham or Zlatan Ibrahimovic, we can expect magic from that spot as well. But here we are. ATK Mohun Bagan. Oh, quick thinking then. He has to pass the ball inside. ATK Mohun Bagan looking forward to now seal that victory altogether. 2-goal lead will be a mammoth task for Reliance Foundation young champs to get back into this game, but never say never. What I really like about the kind of confidence which young champs have in that 18-yard box, comfortably passing it on to the players. Young champs are wanting to get back into that goal-scoring habit, but here they are in the defensive third, and eventually just lofted out. Here's Rana. Sibajit calling for him, as the likes of Suryavanshi, who's now brought inside in the midfield. Shoulder to shoulder there then, and young champs, you just crossed that 1 hour mark, in fact more than the 1 hour mark here at the Reliance Corporate Park. And an interesting turn of events. ATK Mohun Bagan look forward to get that victory. Young champs are giving it all that they have.
ATK Mohun Bagan, they're confident with the ball. They're keeping possession. And they know that this 1-goal lead could help them see this game through. They had a 1-goal lead before this. They gave it away, but they don't want to give it away again. Another corner being won over here ATK Mohun Bagan. Kian Giri winning that corner. Kian Giri has been... oh, it's a goal kick. Looked like a corner. Thought the ball deflected off the RFYC defender over there. RFYC need to pull up their socks. 23 minutes, 23 odd minutes remain on the clock. And RFYC, they know. Oh, good turn, good pass, good move. The player goes down, but on his own accord. No appeals. But here comes Mohun Bagan once again. More shirt pulling. Can Mohun Bagan be stopped? The answer is no! Another goal being scored by Mohun Bagan. And ATK Mohun Bagan have done it once, they've done it twice, they've done it thrice. 3 goals. They lead by 3-1. RFYC, they can start packing up. Because Mohun Bagan, they've been ruthless in this second half.
Well,
Shot pulling, shot tugging, physical play, tackling, everything coming in. You can throw a sink at them, but Mohun Bagan at this point, ice cold, composed, and making their way to victory perhaps.
I was talking about it, that they would need that goal to perhaps seal that victory, and it has come just at the right time. Then ATK Mohun Bagan now with a comfortable lead of 2 goals. Young champs have a task in hand, first to equalize and then to get a winner. 3 for that. Then young champs have a monumental task in hand, and perhaps in the 22 odd minutes that they have, they could eventually have some kind of magic. We've seen that earlier on as well. In comes young champs, cross it inside, in for a corner. Then try to drive it deep in that kitty, but look at that again. Spread it wide, and then eventually we had Avnish Kamath cross it inside, perhaps had to deliver it to the other end of the goal there to make any chances whatsoever there. Play goes on. ATK Mohun Bagan comfortably sit on top of it. 2 goals. Cushion there now as we approach the 70th minute mark here at the Reliance Corporate Park, playing in for the 3rd position. The young champs have given it all that they have. They've been a champion team. Silajit Santra there then. Plenty of changes being done. Also talking about, certainly victory has a symbolic meaning here, but in the end of the day, all these teams who battle it will have something to take from this little campaign. In comes another attempt, then tipped over there by Ronit Sarkar.
Too much behind that cross. Elevation was way too high. The kind of position that the player was in. Play goes on. Some physical play over there. I think it's all fair. ATK Mohun Bagan still moving forward, still looking for the 4th. There's no stopping them at this point. The way they're playing, the way they're attacking, and the way RFYC are looking overwhelmed by this ATK press. Look at the way they're pressing the ball as well. They're not giving RFYC the breathing room in the defense. They're leading 3-1, but they're not giving their opponents the breathing room to pass in their own defensive half. And that just shows the commitment that Mohun Bagan has. They're here to make a statement, because the Generation Cup awaits, Roshan, on the 17th, and these teams will be facing each other again. They're here to make a statement, ATK Mohun Bagan, that okay, we lost against Bengaluru. Bengaluru will be playing the final today, but we lost in a penalty shootout, and hey, on a better day, on some other day, on some other occasion, we could have gotten the better of Bengaluru and we could have been playing that final today. And they're here to make that statement, and they're here to make that statement loud and clear.
Mohun Bagan will wish, of course, talking about these teams rubbing shoulders with some of the best in the world. One such occasion would be that Next Gen Cup. Of course, teams from the Premier League and also from the South African League. In comes Naziri. Has a chance. Calls it inside. Will probably go for the shot. Oof! This time yet another attempt. In fact, it was Nongdamba Neurem who was brought in earlier on, attempting that shot. You know he can get those. So ATK Mohun Bagan fans can certainly expect from that man, Nongdam Maneurem, a prolific performer, and certainly having his purple patch at the moment. What's interesting is the way he is immediately facing that ball, not really allowing. Important to understand that when you lose the ball, it is as important to try to get it back as well, not really letting it go. And this is what these young lads have been taught so well by both these coaches. Doesn't matter, you win or lose. It's about taking some important learnings, as we've already spoken about it, and that is why we call it a development league. Remember, all boils down to that. Abhishek Suryavanshi. Here's again Nongdam Maneurem. What a lovely turn that then. Uttam Hansa back towards Neurem, who's asking for it. Little melee there for the ball, wanting to get it back. It yet again. Here's a chance then for Amandeep, who's now surged ahead. Now look at what is happening. ATK Mohun Bagan have upped the ante. The defenders are swarming in as well into the 18-yard box, into the attacking third. This is what they're wanting to do. And how effectively they're getting back in their own den speaks a lot about how they've been trained here. When it's, of course, a time to attack, you all queue in into that attacking third. Eventually, in the counter, you have to fall back as well. Yet another chance then. Lofted away.
Abhishek Suryavanshi's pass was intercepted over there. And the Reliance Foundation young champs, they still trail. 16 minutes left on the clock. And is that enough for not one, but 2 goals just to equalize? And 3 goals to win the game. And the young champs, Supratim Das. They're taking their time. They need to be quick. It's the skipper Shivaldo Singh himself. Ball delivered into the box and finds no one in a dangerous area. Razibul Mistry comes out in other news. Alex will be replacing Razibul Mistry. He's had a good game today. He had a good game against Sudeva as well. Roshan, if you remember from the semi-finals.
Oh, absolutely, yes, Pranav. We've seen that. Just call in there for the referee. Perhaps you're trying to understand. Getting in for a little drinks break there. All the athletes, all these players. It's 9:30 in the morning. And I'll tell you, you can feel that pinch of heat. In fact, turning very humid as well. Just hydrating themselves, all these players there then. That's how the story looks like. 3-1 so far. The young champs.
And finally, the water break. I was anticipating this around the 60th minute. But I thought during the substitution they will get that water break. But this is a mandatory requirement. Especially in this dreaded heat. I think it's 34, 35 degrees Celsius out there. They're at the Reliance Corporate Park in Consoli, Navi Mumbai. ATK Mohun Bagan, they're leading by 3. It's 3-1. And at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, we're glad to see so many Mohun Bagan fans supporting Mohun Bagan with the evergreen and the ever loud anthem of Joy Mohun Bagan in the chat. And we have some supporters still hoping and believing that RFYC can equalize. But no matter what happens, no matter which group of fans are the set of happier ones towards the end of the game, we know that this is going to be one cracker of a fixture. The last 15 minutes of the third place game at the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship as the boys make their way back on the pitch.
Young champs, like I just mentioned, Pranav. It's not that they certainly cannot overturn this result, of course. But they need that important push. Now, in the first half, of course, you've seen them getting so close to getting that conversion. Moving out by whiskers, but can certainly happen if they choose to do that here. A turn quickly there, then Shubham Bhattacharya plays it out. What a lovely ball that then. And Sanan Mohammed. In comes Reliance Young Champs to take the second goal. Denied by some brilliant piece of defending yet again. It's all about positioning then. Clear away, off for a throw in then. I was just talking about how Young Champs can actually deliver that goal when needed. Here's a chance then for Young Champs. 2 in red. Calls it. What a brilliant ball. In for a chance. This can be a goal. Ah! You cannot miss that. You cannot miss it from that angle, that position. In case you want that goal, you have to do everything. Bend yourself a little there, and boom, there you'll be there. It has to be a goal. Young Champs have missed another chance out here in what could have been 3-2 and probably an inch closer to their dream of getting that all second and third goal eventually.
Tough luck. RFYC, tough luck of Nish Kamath over there. He was in the right position. Maybe he went for power, he just ballooned the ball, got underneath the ball. Could have just side-footed it into the back of the net, but as always, easier for us to watch it from here and say what they could have done. It's always easier. They still have 12 minutes. If they created a chance now, can they create the same chance again, capitalize this time, and do that all over again just to equalize this game? Mohun Bagan was the team that was trailing against Bengaluru, and now RFYC, their opponents, are the team that are trailing against them. So Mohun Bagan enjoying a lead. They enjoyed a lead once in the game. The lead was equalized. They enjoyed it again, and they doubled it. So Mohun Bagan, they have ticked all their boxes from that halftime talk. Maybe there's another box to tick, and that is the fourth goal. And the way they're passing, it looks like Mohun Bagan could get that fourth goal. Or moving around the ball very confidently, getting all the defenders and all the pressure in one side of the field, passing it on to the other side. But the final shot, taken a little too early over there. Maybe a better position. And the shot rocketed over the crossbar for ATK Mohun Bagan. Substitution coming in as well. As we move into the final 10 minutes of the game. I feel for him. Ranat Sarkar. He's had a good game. And I don't think anyone will disagree with me. He has fought as hard as he could. The goals he conceded could have done nothing. One of those goals, no goalkeeper could have stopped that. It's just a tap-in for the forward. The defenders, they're getting overworked over here in this formation. Too much running around, too much passing, too much movement. Swarandeep Das comes out and Sibajit Singh makes his way in. It's the other way around. Pardon. Swarandeep Das goes in and Sibajit Singh makes his way out. The skipper has been replaced for the final 10 minutes. It's still 3-1. A scoreline that is out there on the big board for all the players to see. Giving Mohun Bagan the mental edge, obviously. But he has Chirag, a player who I know with his speed and his talent can create a few miracles, but miracles might start to fall short to save RFYC from what awaits them at the final whistle. And that is a sight of ATK Mohun Bagan celebrating their victory over them in this heated game in the morning. Fine interception. Once again, RFYC trying to beat the boys in white, get the ball in. Chirag with a great cross! And the connection could have been a little better over there. The goalkeeper from ATK Mohun Bagan, Abhishek, didn't even break a sweat.
ATK Mohun Bagan. 9 minutes for them to stay grounded before they could seal this one. Reliance Young Champs just try to understand, probably running out of steam there. Here comes Nongdamba Neurem. Can he pull off a magic like he has done eventually earlier on in the I-League? But here, of course, he was intercepted very well. Cut away. And no man's land then. Off for a throw in then for ATK Mohun Bagan. We have some of the most prolific scorers there from ATK Mohun Bagan playing together. What we did see here, of course, is how they started on with the first semi, of course, in the semi-finals. We now see that team playing in eventually. And just about talking about giving exposure to the other players as well. What really matters to pick themselves in such crunch situations, of course. 7 minutes for Young Champs. They're so close there. You'll probably feel if you're a Young Champs fan. And they have perhaps pulled off some of the most finest results in the country. In for another chance. What a lovely ball headed away. This time the goalkeeper has to surge ahead. But he chooses to stay there. And eventually put out. We're talking about results of how they've been so brilliant. They've beat Arsenal. They've beat Manchester United, of course, in the Next Gen Cup. You can't take away anything from this team. This has produced champions over the last couple of years. This time round, the story could be different. But I'll tell you what. They're in there in the Next Gen Cup. Probably a revived side. And what, of course, a loss can do to them is help them rejuvenate, calm down, and then start the story again. That's how the story will be eventually when they take on all these teams from the Premier League and, of course, from the ISL sides as well. As we walk into probably the last 6 odd minutes of this game, ATK Mohun Bagan have things in their kitty. In comes Suryavanshi. Nongdamba asking for it. Eventually, it was Swarnadeep Das, in fact, who gets it. Floats it into the wide right. Lovely touch. Young Champs have it again. Now can he put the ball inside? He's offside. Called in right away. They could have seen it anywhere down there.
Another easy decision for the referee. That was offside by a mile. Even those people who watch football but can't explain the offside rule. This is a perfect example of offside because that's a fat offside. And RFYC, they're trying to create these opportunities. They're trying to create these chances against Mohun Bagan. But they're just falling short. Either the Mohun Bagan defense is outrunning them, out-muscling them, or in this case, outsmarting them. And here they come with these brisk and fast attacks. Kaushik moving forward. No one's marking him. Oh, they're nervous. The Mohun Bagan boys, they're just steamrolling through that RFYC defense. And somehow, for the delight of RFYC, Nongdamba Neurem, he stopped in that final half. But he has come out there and he is looking for a goal. And that's for certain. Here they come once again. Mohun Bagan. They're looking good. Uttam goes for the shot. Just scrapes the bar over there. And Uttam, he tried to go for the spectacular. He tried to go for the fourth. Just scrapes the bar over there. An inch or a centimetre the other way. And Uttam would have been celebrating Mohun Bagan's fourth goal. But no time wasted in restarting proceedings over here. As we are moving into the last 4 minutes of the game. And good coordination between the defender over there and his goalkeeper, Amandeep. Having some good coordination, good communication with the goalkeeper, Abhishek. Mohun Bagan's goalkeeper hasn't been disturbed at all in the second half. Oh, bad push. Bad push. His arms were out. His arms were up. And coming in from behind like that, you always run the risk of receiving a card. The referee not flashing any cards. Shivaldo Singh brought down from behind. I'm predicting 2 or 3 odd minutes for stoppage time, for extra time. 3 more minutes of play. Here they come. Naorim was the curator of the play, and Naorim receives it back. Here he comes, the player for the national team, with a national level pass, a national level shot, rattles the bar. That could have been another one. 2 opportunities in quick succession, but a good save this time, once again proving Ranit Sarkar just being a good goalkeeper. Mohun Bagan get another corner, but Ranit Sarkar, he gets another save into his record. But if he looks at the scoreline, I don't think the goalkeeper is going to be happy.
Rightly said, just ditto there by the goalkeeper. Here's a chance then. Young champs are on the receiving end yet again. Gets in the touch. Oh, what a simple finish that. Well, it's just become a child's play then. ATK Mohun Bagan have now completely nailed this and have finished what looked like an undone task earlier on. ATK Mohun Bagan 4, Reliance Young Champs 1. It has gone from bad to worse for the Young Champs, but ATK Mohun Bagan, true contenders, while they give that nice photo op and celebrations, ATK Mohun Bagan have now completely sealed their deal. 4-1 then in the kitty. What a simple pass that was earlier on. You could have seen how comfortably they were moving. Looks like the Young Champs have certainly let their guards down in that situation. But nevertheless, like I've always been telling you, Pranav, it's all about learning. They're going to move on from here. They're going to move on from this loss and eventually come back stronger in that next Gen Cup. Probably in a few days, that's going to be there. ATK Mohun Bagan have really found themselves in a position to dominate the entire proceedings. Off we go then in the second start of this match. It's been perhaps eventually tilted towards ATK Mohun Bagan in what looked like a neck-to-neck battle in the first half, but it's now boiled down, and perhaps of course the fans would be joyous and celebrating. You can all imagine the fans singing together if they could have been here watching this all-emphatic victory against such a strong side, the Young Champs. But nevertheless, as we get down into the last couple of minutes here of this game, Young Champs looks like they've sealed the fate here, Pranav.
Surely, Young Champs, the last goal surely didn't look good, but look at this injection of adrenaline displayed here by Silajit Santra. But ATK Mohun Bagan at this point toying with their enemy. This is a statement, Roshan. This is a statement ATK Mohun Bagan have made. A statement that says, we are ready for whatever awaits us in the Generation Cup. And RFYC still trying to score some goals and show that they're still in this game. Sinan Mohammed striving forward. Where is the defense? Where is the marking? Sinan Mohammed to Naorim. Naorim trying to find some space. He's been denied, he's been dispossessed. And he's not happy over there. The Indian national player. And now Chirag quickly passes it forward to Sinan Mohammed. RFIC now keeping possession. Maybe they don't want to concede any more goals. Quickly position given away, or rather taken away by ATK Mohun Bagan. Here they go. Once again, Mohun Bagan on the prowl. The Tigers from Bengal surge forward with some brilliant passing. This is a dream finish. ATK Mohun Bagan showing why they are the national club of the country with a fine goal. 5-1. This is domination. And this is how ATK Mohun Bagan reigns supreme. A third place game played like the finals by ATK Mohun Bagan. Brilliant passing move. Second half passing has been top tier. Whatever happened in that dressing room in the halftime has surely showed some result. A result that resulted into 4 goals. It's 5-1. ATK Mohun Bagan have etched this scoreline on your screen into the minds and hearts of every RFYC player. 5-1, a ruthless Mohun Bagan side playing against an RFYC side that refuses to give up. Sanan Mohammed trying to press forward, trying to press on. But it's 5-1. And ATK Mohun Bagan, Roshan, desolating their opponents over here with this performance. 90 seconds remain in the game that started off with 90 minutes. And now ATK Mohun Bagan moving forward, charging ahead. Are they looking for the sixth? Are 90 seconds enough for the sixth? The sliding tackle coming in. Reliance Foundation young champs not giving up. Shivaldo Singh coming in with that well-timed sliding challenge. And the Mohun Bagan boys toying around, taking their time. A minute remains. 90 minutes of football produced 6 goals today. 6 top-class goals. Oh, good flick there. And look at this passing once again. Mohun Bagan moving so confidently on the pitch. This is probably the best passing we have seen so far in the tournament. One touch, touch and go, touch and go. You get the ball, you give it to someone in the better position, you get it back from him, and you give it again, and then somehow the ball rustles into the back of the net. And now the young champs knocking around the ball. 9 seconds remain for the final whistle. ATK Mohun Bagan know that they have done a good job. They will finish third in this tournament. But it is a glorious victory that ATK Mohun Bagan have secured. They're just waiting for the final whistle to make it official. And there it is, the final whistle. 5-1 the score. Frustration all around RFYC's camp. But they know there is a job ahead. They know there is a journey, a destination ahead called the Generation Cup. A learning experience for Reliance Foundation young champs. A thumping by ATK Mohun Bagan. What a performance by the boys in white as they score 5 goals against Reliance Foundation young champs. The team that could have been in the final today, missing out by just 1 penalty kick in a penalty shootout against Bengaluru. ATK Mohun Bagan have surely announced their intentions. They finished third in this tournament. And what a season they've had. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, on the same broadcast. 5 o'clock today, we will be... Pardon, 7 o'clock today, we will be tuning into the action where Sudeva Delhi FC will be locking horns with Bengaluru FC for the final game of the Reliance Foundation Development League. As of now, this is Pranav Nambiar signing out alongside Roshan Shetty.